Not today in the battle arena. Well, we've got the conquering warlord from the MCU, the Mad Titan Thanos, going up against the conquering warlord from the DCEU, the lost little puppy who just wants to go home, Steppenwolf. So who's coming out on top here? Well, let's find out. And I want to start out this video talking about Thanos. Like we said, he's the Mad Titan, the guy who collected all 6 Infinity Stones, wiped out half the life in the universe. So, yeah, it's safe to say that Thanos is the strongest villain in the MCU. He's just as strong, if not stronger, than the Hulk. Was able to easily beat the Hulk, snap Loki's neck, and kick Thor around like he was nothing. He was able to hold off both Thor and worthy Captain America. Easily overpowered Iron Man, shattered his armor, even managed to crush Vision's vibranium skull, rip out the Mind Stone from his forehead. Then there's his fight with Captain Marvel. For almost a year, Captain Marvel was being hyped up as the strongest hero in the MCU. Carol was the one who was gonna beat Thanos and turn the tide for the Avengers. Yet the first time that Carol went up against Thanos, when Thanos didn't have on the gauntlet, he was able to overpower her, send her flying away. Second time, well, Captain Marvel did manage to hold back Thanos' hand, actually overpower him, knock him to his knees. I know I knock on Captain Marvel a bit, but that was impressive. Not trying to take anything away from her, but this doesn't necessarily mean that Captain Marvel is stronger than Thanos. Because Thanos had on the Infinity Gauntlet at the time. Or, I guess, technically the Stark Gauntlet, but tomato at that point, you know? The Infinity Gauntlet had enough power to completely ruin Hulk's arm. It killed Iron Man, RIP. Even significantly injured Thanos the second time he used it. So putting it on here definitely weakened Thanos to at least some degree. We don't know what, but at least somewhat. And yet Thanos was still able to hold his own and actually hold her back for a time with just one hand, while she was using 2. On top of that, Thanos has taken attacks from Hulk, from Iron Man. Really, he's taken attacks from most all of the Avengers, and all the Guardians, no problem. He walked through almost every hero that Marvel could throw at him. He's taken lightning blasts from Thor, Captain America, got right back up, taking photon blasts from Captain Marvel, and he was able to survive Scarlet Witch's attack. And she actually has enough power to destroy an Infinity Stone. Also, like we said, just wielding the Infinity Stones themselves is an incredible durability feat. Tony said that the glove is channeling enough energy to light up a continent. And Joe and Anthony Russo said that Hulk was the only Avenger who could possibly wield the stones. Thor, even Captain Marvel couldn't do it and survive. Yet Thanos was able to wield the gauntlet, snap his fingers on multiple occasions, wield the gauntlet, and still fight against Captain Marvel. Very impressive, very powerful. But then there's Steppenwolf. And honestly, talk about a comeback story. He went from being one of the DCEU's worst villains, as boring and bland as the movie he was in, to a guy who's actually kind of sympathetic, who actually you kind of feel bad for because he was just trying to make his way back home to atone for his mistake, and he'll do absolutely anything to make that happen. A lot better than the generic bad guy saying generic bad guy lines, or whatever that was over in Justice League. Also, just the design. So much better. Most improved player for sure. And now, see, the thing is, he doesn't just look like so much more of a threat. He actually is so much more of a threat. He was able to plow through Amazonians, just absolutely walk right through them. Walked right through Atlanteans too. And everything is so much more brutal with an R rating. He knocked around both Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Actually took both their combined strength just to begin to overpower him and actually beat Aquaman while they were fighting under the water. In fact, he actually took Jason Momoa out with just 2 hits. He was able to fight against Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Cyborg all at the same time, because Snyder Cut actually gave Cyborg something to do, and then he met his biggest match yet, Superman. And Superman was just able to completely dominate the guy once again, just make him look silly, even slice part of his big old fancy head off. Of course, that also leads us into the next little bit, because Steppenwolf could take a beating, until the point where he couldn't. But outside of that, well, he took attacks from Wonder Woman, attacks from Aquaman, even some attacks from Cyborg. He's able to brush it all off like it was nothing. Because I guess technically to him, it kind of was nothing. He even took his beating from Superman pretty well. Again, until he didn't. So, who's coming out on top here? Well, I actually think it depends on how you view the heroes that they went up against. So Steppenwolf went up against the likes of Wonder Woman and Aquaman throughout the movie. And Diana is strong enough to fight against Doomsday, flip over tanks. Aquaman is strong enough to lift up massive submarines. That's kind of where it stops. Because, I mean, you can't say that he really went up against Superman. That was just a complete and utter dismantling of the guy. I mean, that was a mercy killing at the end. So Wonder Woman and Aquaman, those are the 2 strongest heroes that Steppenwolf is able to consistently contend with. But he is able to fight against both of them at the same time. Want to give credit where credit's due. But on the other hand, well, Thanos just walked through every single hero that Marvel could throw at him. The Avengers, the Guardians, everybody. He went up against all of them and came out the other side. He dismantled Hulk, just like Superman dismantled Steppenwolf. He overpowered Thor on multiple occasions. Overpowered both Thor and Captain America, fought against the Trinity at the same time, even when it looked like Captain Marvel had him on the ropes. Like we laid out, Thanos was doing incredibly well, all things considered. That's a pretty big factor in Thanos' corner. Pretty strong argument for him to win this fight. He's just already fought against and beaten more heroes and stronger heroes than Steppenwolf has. Because outside of that, well, they're actually pretty similar. Thanos' double-edged sword versus Steppenwolf's electric axe. They're both skilled fighters, both warlords, both conquered and razed countless worlds. And so if they're both that similar, well, then we've got to look at stuff like strength and durability. Look at their track record, and I believe Thanos is just much more impressive. So yeah, it would be an awesome, super cool fight to see. I think it'd be a whole lot like the Steppenwolf versus Doomsday fight that was rumored to happen. But I think Thanos is going to come out on top here. I mean, he's the big daddy of them all. Don't think Steppenwolf is enough to take him down here. Yeah, Thanos wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound out down in the comments down below. Who do you think wins this fight? Thanos or Steppenwolf? Also be sure that like button, subscribe button, and turn notifications on the DanCo army. And I will see y'all next time.